P. porifera, more commonly known as sea sponges, are widely regarded as the filters of the ocean due to their ability to filter very large amounts of water in relation to their mass, anywhere from 2 to 20 cubic meters of water per kilogram of body weight. Ocean acidification is a process in which atmospheric carbon dioxide enters the ocean and lowers the pH due to the creation of carbonic acid. Over the next century, the pH of the ocean is expected to drop from 8.1 to 7.6 as a result of ocean acidification. Research indicates that this drop in pH results in tissue loss and an overall decline in health for both sea sponges and other marine life. However, little research has been done into how this affects the ability of a sea sponge to filter water, specifically seawater containing heavy metals such as nickel, as a fluctuation in how much water is filtered could have drastic effects on sea life as a whole. That being said, for my experiment, I'm investigating the effects of pH on the ability of sea sponges to filter heavy metals such as nickel from seawater. To do this, 2 separate tanks have been set up to hold 1 sponge each. And the tanks are identical in the water pump used, and therefore the water flow to each sponge. The sponges are equal in food, as 5 milliliters of phytoplankton are added to each tank every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. They both contain 6.4 liters of water and began with the same concentration of nickel sulfate hexahydrate, that being a 0.01 molarity solution. They also are equal in the salinity, as the same amount of instant ocean sea salt mixture was added to both tanks. The only difference between the 2 environments is the pH. pH is measured and adjusted every Monday and Thursday using a pH meter to maintain the conditions the sponges are subjected to. To adjust pH, Khemakhem, alkaline buffer, and acid buffer are added to their respective tanks. To measure the change in concentration of nickel sulfate over time, the absorbance value will be tested using a UV visible spectrophotometer every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Those absorbance values will then be converted into concentration values using the Beer-Lambert's law, in which the 2 values are proportional to one another. So far, multiple Beer's law trials have been completed to ensure the proportionality between the concentration values and the absorbance values tested. The sponges are also both in their respective tanks, and data collection has commenced. For the implications of the study, I hope to better understand how the process of ocean acidification affects the degradation of the outer layer of the sponge, and therefore how its filtration ability is subsequently affected. I also believe that findings from this experiment can be used to predict how ocean acidification will affect other forms of sea life, specifically life with a similar structure to sponges, such as corals. Yeah.